Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to chat about all things homeschool. I wanted to talk about coming up into the new year, what our plans are for our kids, what we're gonna do, what we're gonna use. And I also just wanna talk about kind of like coming out of our second year of homeschool and how I felt, and just kind of share like what's been on my heart lately and trying to just navigate it all. So I hope you guys find this video encouraging and helpful in some way. If you are new here, my name is Kendra. I have 3 kids. One is a little boy who is 4, and then I have twin girls who are 6. So they are they're first graders now. And then my son he doesn't qualify for TK because of his birthday, but we're treating it like he's like a TK preschool. Okay, so before we get into like stuff and curriculum and talking about going back and forth between what we're going to use this year, I first just wanted to do a quick recap of this year versus our first year. Like our first year of homeschool, I went into it just so pumped, so excited. I had read so many amazing books. You guys have to read, is it called Wild and Free, I believe? I think I need to read it again. Honestly, I feel like just to give me that like motivation back, because that first year I just was so inspired and like had so much energy, I feel like. And then this past year, I think I let a lot of like the pressures of keeping up with curriculum, making sure we're doing all the things, it kind of didn't leave enough space for that creativity, which is what I really was striving for in the first place. So I felt like at the end of this year, I definitely experienced some burnout, and I had plans of schooling throughout the summer, like just continuing what we were doing, and I like couldn't. I just needed a break. And even like one day Violet's like, Mom, when are we gonna do school again? And it had only been like 2 weeks since we stopped. And I was like, I know we will soon. But I was talking to a friend of mine who also homeschools. Our daughters do dance together too. And I was like, have you just felt like, I don't know, like just the energy zapped out of yourself after this year? And she's like, yes, like I needed the break. It wasn't even for my kids that needed the break. It was like for me. So since I, pulled back on what I was doing as far as like all my social media, YouTube, you guys know you don't see as many videos as you are used to from me. It's because I am with the kids all the time now. And that is what I want. But the one thing that comes with that is it does start to deplete you at sometimes. Like we're just human, and you have to have something to kind of like spark creativity again for yourself, because you're giving all day to your kids, and there's like something that you have to do to bring you back that energy. Another thing that's been huge for this past year of homeschool is I feel like my faith has gotten immensely stronger, and my relationship with God, because we cannot do this all on ourselves, and we're not built to do this all in our own strength. We truly need the strength of God to help us, to guide us through all these different phases and times in our lives. And me and a bunch of moms in our homeschool group, we started a Bible study. So we meet once a week and we pick a devotional for like a 6-week period of time, and we all get together, the kids all can play, and we just can talk and just share what's on our hearts, the struggles we're going through, and then we can go through our devotional. And that has been like such a saving grace, and just has helped me so much to, if I ever do feel like I'm getting, like it feels like too much, or I don't know, like I'm sure you guys know what I'm saying. You all of you are probably moms who are potentially homeschooling or homeschool who are watching this, and you need a little help sometimes. You need a little boost and some strength. And so just like getting back into the Bible and like studying the word has just been so great for all of us. So that's been like a really nice little unexpected thing that's really changed and grown this year, and I'm really grateful for that. But usually by Friday, I feel like I have to just kind of take a drive by myself, or Andrew will take the kids to the park and I will just sit in silence. I'll read or do something. I'll watercolor. I love watercoloring now, just to kind of give yourself a little break. But that's just something I felt like I had to add in there, because at the end of this year, I felt like, whoo, it just felt like a lot. And also you're doing so much with your kids all the time. It's like, we have so many fun activities that we're doing, and it's all like fun stuff, but it can drain you over time. And so I think it is important to have moments of rest and breaks and calm, where you don't feel like you have to be doing everything. And this summer, we've really not done much, and it's been so nice. We did one VBS for the girls, but we don't have a ton of commitments this summer, and it's just felt very nice and relaxing. Like we can just kind of get our energy back and get recharged for the school year. With that said, I feel like I'm sounding kind of like downer right now. I will say that I started my period yesterday, so and I had really, really bad cramps this morning, and I have to muster up the energy to film this video because I just wanted to lay on the couch, but I'm like, no, I will do it. So if the energy feels zapped, that is why. But with all of that said, I feel like I need to also add in that we are doing homeschool for many reasons. And I get people who are like, what's your reason? There's so many reasons. And there's also so many things that have come from it that I haven't really expected. To name a few, our family has gotten so much closer. We are with our family all the time. And there's a lot of stuff that our kids have to work through all the time that they wouldn't necessarily be dealing with in school, because they wouldn't be in such close quarters all the time. So dealing with their dynamic on a day-to-day, hourly, minute basis, it can be hard, but it's just so rewarding, because you see that they have such an amazing bond, and it's really cool to watch. And it makes me wish I had this as a kid growing up. I'm like, how cool would that have been to be this close to my siblings? Because I never thought I wasn't close growing up, but this is a different level of closeness. The other thing that has been so nice is the freedom that it gives us, the timeline freedom. We can take days off, we can take a week off, and it doesn't affect us at all. So that is really nice. When they're sick, it doesn't really affect us either, because we always stay a little bit ahead of things, so that if there is ever something that comes up, or if my parents come to visit, I'm not stressed that we're gonna fall behind. I allow us to just not worry about school. The other thing that's been great is to go at our own pace. So if one of my daughters is needing to slow down a little bit, we can do that. And just when you're homeschooling, you learn your children's learning style so quickly, because you're with them, sitting with them, doing everything. So you see what clicks and you see when things don't click, and you can stop and give them space and time. And it has been so great for myself too, because it's really forced me to slow down. And I feel like I generally am the type of person who's always wanting to be productive and get a lot of stuff done and go quickly. And it's made me have to come down to their level and remember what it's like to be a 6-year-old and learn these things for the first time, and just allow them to go at their own speed and not rush them. And just in general, in our home, I've really tried to create a calm atmosphere at home. And we have moments where we are cleaning and tidying up and doing all that, keeping the home together. But also, I just love that we're never rushed to go anywhere. We just can go at our own pace. And I feel like it's really, because one of our daughters, she would be a little more what's the word? Just would get nervous and anxious about things, and if we were late or whatnot. And that was one of our reasons for pulling them from school, it was a very emotional thing for her. And since homeschooling, she's just like flourished so much and is just able to kind of relax, and it's been so nice to see that. Also, our friend group has just been like such a blessing. If you guys are looking for a homeschool group, I would highly recommend either looking on Facebook, asking around, like word of mouth is amazing. And if you truly cannot find anything, start something yourself. A friend of mine started a Facebook group and it grew so quickly to where we had to actually like tailor it down because we were wanting something a little bit smaller that was easier to maintain. But I'm sure there are so many people that you don't even know that are like-minded, that are wanting friends for their friends. And it's just been so like, it's the best thing ever that now I have all of these friends that I have gained, and also our kids have gained all of their children as friends. Like, it's just the coolest thing, and I love them all so much. And I don't know if we could do it all without them, because like, you definitely need support of people who are on your team and on your side and encouraging you, because you will have hard days and hard months. And it's nice to have somebody be like, we didn't do any school this week. Like, it was a complete flop, and it's okay. Like, it just keeps you going, and it keeps it all running smoothly. I feel like I haven't talked about much on my channel in a long time. I've been posting like so many few videos. So it's kind of nice to just like talk about all of this with you guys. Let me know too, before I start getting into curriculum, like leave me some comments on what you would like to see from me right now. Cause I know like all of you guys are kind of in my situation. Like, you all started watching me when we were like similar age, and now we've grown up and have had kids, and like life has just changed over the time. So let me know, like, if you're watching YouTube videos and you're spending your precious time during the day on YouTube, what are you wanting to watch? Because I don't want to waste your time. I want to give you content that would help you in some way, give you some encouragement or some way, or just be there to talk to you, like we can be friends. Let me know in the comments, because I make videos for you guys. So, okay, let's get into some curriculum. I'm looking at my pop socket on my phone, not even the camera, sorry. I'm gonna try to start filming on my phone, because my camera, I just have so many issues with uploading. It's like so frustrating. So we're gonna just try using the phone. Okay, for Owen, so he has actually just started like asking about school, like what am I doing for school and whatnot. So I got him a few things. I got him this big preschool workbook. That's just something for him to feel like he's doing something. I am really not going to force him to do much. This year, I want him to be doing more like hands-on stuff. And he does a class once a week, and it's just for 3 hours. I wouldn't even call it a class. It's like a little outdoorsy thing that he does. And there's like 6 kids, and it's the cutest thing. It's one of our friends who started it. And then my daughters do similar. They have like a 5-hour day with one of the moms who does a little like enrichment type of class for them. But this is just like, I mean, it's like mazes, circle the letters. I also got this, which was a recommendation from another one of my friends. I'll try to link all of these down for you. It's ages 2 to 5. It's the ABC, see, hear, do, learn to read, uppercase letters. So you go through it and it gives you a letter and you're learning the sounds, and it has a picture of an animal and you're doing emotion. So T, it's t, t, t. It says tap the air. M for monkey, rub your belly like you ate something yummy. All right, so for geography and science, I got these skill sharpeners books, which are really great. They're super affordable off of Amazon. The brand is Evan Moore, and we went through the kindergarten pretty quickly. We're almost done with first grade. They're pretty simple, but it is nice to have like a grade-based thing when you are homeschooling, so you kind of see like what they should be knowing for their age. We also are a part of a charter school, so you get like an outline of things that they should be doing each year, which is nice to, again, just to kind of like make sure you're on track. And through the charter school, we meet with a teacher quarterly, I believe, and then you get funding which helps with supplies and activities, which is really, really helpful. So we are also part of that as of this past year. We didn't do it the first year. I just started wearing my Apple Watch because I got it a year ago and never use it, but I never answer my phone or respond to text. I'm really, really bad at that. So we're gonna see if this helps. Okay, so let me show you the geography one. Like it shows stuff on, this one's about lakes and rivers. It shows you about like neighborhoods and directions. I learned about maps, continents. Let's see, forests versus plain versus waterfall. We just started doing this on the supermarket. Just like little stuff, which is, it's fun for them to do. And then here is the science one. It says connecting school and home. So this is about vibrations and sounds, sound waves, very simple, very simple. It gives you some little activities you can do if you want to like expand upon things. A lot of the times too, if we're doing something like this and it's like a certain topic that's interesting, I will come up with a craft related to this. So it kind of becomes a little more full in what we're doing versus just like a couple worksheets. Okay, let's talk about math. I have been racking my brain about math for this next year. So let me first tell you what we did this past year. We did the Good and the Beautiful math, and I really liked it, but there's a lot to say about it. The lessons are very general. They don't go too deep. It's more of a spiral curriculum. It's not mastery based. So you keep repeating things throughout the course of the curriculum, but it's a lot of reading. It's beautifully done. Like it's so nice and pretty. It's very story based and visually pretty. But as far as like practice goes, there's not a ton of practice in it. It made me wanting more. So I got like extra workbooks for the girls to do. So this one we haven't finished. It's mathematical reasoning. It's much different than like your typical math. I actually really like it. This is the level A grade kindergarten. I feel like it's just very like practical. Which plate has fewer cookies? Number lines. Here's some just like problems. Let's see. Let me show you like what we're doing right now. So it says, how many carrots are on the plate? You write it here. You eat this many, cross them out. 3. So you cross out 3 carrots on the plate. How many are left? And you write that there. And then like, it shows you, where's the other one? Okay, I am a number less than 8, but greater than 6. Which number am I? So it's just like pretty cool stuff that makes you think differently. We're about a third of the way through this, but I really like it. I think it's just like a cool thing to add, an easy just workbook to have, and I don't know, I like it. I had also heard about these. It's the Number Skills K5 by Becca. I believe this also comes with like a teacher thing, but I just got them the workbooks, and the workbook is definitely not enough. Like this, you need to have some, it's not like a full curriculum, you know, but same thing, I kind of would add this, like sprinkle this into our Good and the Beautiful stuff. It is very like visually nice for them. You know, just like circle things, fill in the blanks and whatnot. So we just add this in. How far? We're probably 2/3 the way into this. Good and the Beautiful math is free to print. So I printed them out for the girls. And here we go. So we've got our math, Good and the Beautiful, simply Good and Beautiful Math 1. We've done like 2 lessons in this just this summer. But this is what the kindergarten one looks like too. So in the beginning, you have some like things that you're practicing, counting by 2s, count by 10s. And then there's usually like some wordy type of problems. Like I'm reading it to them, they're thinking about things, you're kind of explaining what you're talking about. And then you go into the practice stuff. So this is like calendar work, addition problems. So it's very pretty, but my one complaint is like, when I was doing this last year, I would scan them every day from the like curriculum book, so I was gonna save it for Owen. And I just feel like it's so much paper for not much substance. Like this whole thing is so cute and pretty, but all it says is count the number of marshmallows in each mug and write the answer in the blue box. So I don't know, that for some reason that is hard for me. But then there's like a whole wordy problem here. So it's very visual. I know it's like some people definitely don't like that. Some people love it. The fact that it's free though was like, well, I'm gonna just get it, I'll print it, and we'll see how we like it, because you never know what you're gonna like and what your kids are gonna like. But part of me felt like that wasn't like enough for math. So I started doing so much research on YouTube and whatnot on math, and I ended up buying Math UC with our charter funds last year. And it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, and I was like having major regrets, and I didn't do enough research. So you get with Math UC a huge box of blocks of these manipulatives, which is super cool. And I thought that like this would be really fun to do. What I didn't realize is the lesson is taught via a DVD. And I know this also sounds kind of like a simple problem to have, but I don't have a DVD player on our computer. Like it actually just broke. And then for some reason, like going out to our living room to do the lesson seems very unappealing to me, because I'm going to come back in here and it just seems hard to teach on the TV and come back here. And I also kind of still want to be the teacher teaching them the things. I can understand when they're in like junior high, having somebody teach a lesson, but it's still basic stuff that I'm like, I can teach this. So I didn't love that. And then the actual workbooks, I don't even know where they are right now. I don't know where we put them. It's just super, super basic and simple, which some people like. No color, it's just black and white, kind of like review problems. And once you get into the upper levels, it is a different way of teaching, which a lot of people love because of it makes more sense. It's just not the way that like we were taught in school. It's more about placeholders. I don't want to go into all, look up Math UC if you guys want to like understand it more. But after I opened it up though, I just felt like this wasn't the right math for us. So I ended up getting Math with Confidence. And if you guys have heard about Math with Confidence, it's developed by Kate Snow, and she came up with all of these other math resources for kids and finally developed a curriculum, because she would review all the different curriculums and everybody was like, you need to make your own curriculum. So we got the first grade Math with Confidence. It comes with a student workbook. It also comes with a teacher. Okay, I don't know where it went. June organizes my stuff all the time. I'm not sure where it went. But the teacher workbook shows you what the lesson is and what you need to do. And then the student workbook has some things that they do. However, this is not like fully what you're doing, just the student workbook. It also recommends a ton of different types of manipulatives that you can use from your house, or just simple things that you need to have on hand. And so it is more like hands-on learning math, like you're seeing what it actually means, and then you're reviewing in the workbook. So you're teaching the lesson to them. They are doing some like games and whatnot. It's what I'm thinking it is, and from all of my reviews. And then you go to the workbook and do some worksheets and review. And I just feel like this is going to be a good like middle of the road for us for math. I feel like it'll be a good one. I am first trying though to use up our other math workbooks, just finish those up so we like are done with the kinder stuff, and then we can move on to this. Since I already bought the Math UC, I am going to still use those worksheets because they are like decent review worksheets. And I think those are just going to be nice to have on hand, just sprinkle them in. But I feel like what we'll do is mostly Math with Confidence. And then every now and then, maybe some Good and the Beautiful. You do not need all of this stuff. I just need to say that. Like clearly, I have buyer's remorse when it comes to curriculum. What I'm hoping in the future is that we can really like this and just continue with this. I think they only have up to third grade right now. Each year she's releasing a new year though. And then once we're done with this, we can just do second grade and go from there. I don't think we'll need to have, like we don't need this too. But it is just kind of nice to see like different things and just to kind of switch it up every now and then. Okay, the last thing I wanted to share was our reading and language arts. So again, I printed out the free Good and the Beautiful language arts and literature. This is also just so pretty. I feel like I'm gonna really like the literature actually for the Good and the Beautiful more than the math, because I appreciate when the literature stuff is pretty. Like you want that, you want to have that whole experience with lit stuff. I got this because we're doing all about reading. We are on level 2. So we're maybe a fourth of the way into this right now already. And I love this. So if you're teaching your child to read, I would highly recommend this. It's worked really, really well for the girls. It takes a while to understand how it all works and to like get into the groove of it. But once you do, then it just kind of falls into place. So I would definitely suggest that. I don't know how far we're gonna, like, let me know if you guys have used All About Reading. When did you stop? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not like, it doesn't really go into depth on things beyond learning how to read. That's why I like having this, so we can learn about more stuff. Like we won't need to use all of the stuff in the Good and the Beautiful, but I like how it brings in other things. Like I think there's like stuff on poetry in here, and what else? I haven't really like fully looked into it. I also get a lot out of just like reading out loud to our kids right now. So we do a lot of read out louds, and then I'll have them read to Owen and them read to themselves. And we get just a ton out of that. Reading comprehension, asking about the storyline, the plot, everything. But this will be interesting to like see. Once we do this, like once we're into this, I would like to talk to you guys about it more and let you know how I'm liking it. So that is everything that I wanted to share. I think so, yes. And also the All About Reading comes with little reader books, and they're like little short stories, and I really like them. The girls like them too. So after like every 2 lessons, you have a short story, and we take turns going through those. So that is that. I mean, that was like information overload, holy moly. But I feel like I could do more videos like this and break them down more specifically. Let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, content like this, give this video a thumbs up, because it really does help out my channel, and I'd really appreciate that. And let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. I'm going to drink some water because I'm out of breath. I will see you guys all very soon. Bye.